And we are live. Welcome back to Takes by Fans. We have a great show for you today, as always. We are live every single day at noon Eastern. If you want to watch live, head over to twitch.tv/Takes by Fans. If you want to watch but not live, head over to our YouTube channel, Takes by Fans. We post all of our shows and clips of the show there on a daily basis. And if you just want to listen, we are on podcasting apps, Spotify, Apple Podcasts, Google Podcasts, iHeartRadio. So however you want to watch or listen, we've got you covered multiple ways. Alrighty, today is a big old Monday, day after the All Star game, so we're going to be breaking that down decently heavily today. We had a couple of prop bets that we had going on throughout the day, so we'll break down all of those. We are going to be kind of just looking at the All-Star game in general. The dunk contest will be kind of breaking down all those dunks as well, so we'll go decently heavy into the All-Star game. Not too much, but just the right amount of heaviness there. We are also continuing on our 73-day NFL draft prospect countdown today with day 22, looking at a prospect every day. And we got a tight end from Florida, and I'm just going to spoil it right off the rip because I've been seeing so much of his name recently, and I've been seeing some like clips here and there, and I'm actually really excited to talk about this man. So we got actually Kyle Pitts, tight end from Florida. He's a 6'6" tight end that can catch like a wide receiver. He's looking like Darren Waller out there, folks. So if y'all know Darren Waller from the Raiders, he's an absolute beast out there. I think he is 6'6". He may be taller. We will have to maybe double check his height a little bit later in the show, but I mean, this man is looking like he can play, so I'm super excited to finally kind of officially break him down. Let's look at his stats, let's look at his highlights and see what he's looking like. And then what we're also going to do on the show today, we're going to try and challenge our own narratives that we've kind of been setting up for the first half of the season in the NBA. So we're going to just kind of look at, what is happening the first half of the season. What are the stats looking like? Because we don't really get bogged down too much by just kind of overall stats. We really kind of look at, like, what have you done for us lately? What are you doing in the big games? What are you doing in the clutch moments? So that's something that we take away here at Takes by Fans. We like to break down the film, look at the stats, take them both together, just individual game stats, not, season stats. What are you kind of averaging? What is that? Because, we know they can fluctuate, and we know, if you have a bad, first half of the season, you can kind of try to increase those stats, as you progress, but, you could be getting bogged down by those early stats and kind of your overall total. So we're going to try to be questioning some narratives here, just talking it through. Let's see what these stats are. Let's see if they kind of line up of what we're seeing on a daily basis with our narratives that we've been saying, for the first half of the season. So we'll try to challenge our own narratives here and see what we can get in that segment. So we'll see how that segment even goes. I don't even know if it's going to work, but we're gonna go for it. Alrighty, so let's start the show here with our stories of the day. And the first one, oh no, is Ryan Fitzpatrick officially done in this league? Well, here we go. Ryan Fitzpatrick leaning toward retirement. The Broncos made contact with the veteran, but, quote, it looks like he's going to be out of the mix, looking like he's going to hang it up. Now, I was all prepared to be like, hey, this may be the best backup quarterback that there ever was in NFL history. He's always so explosive. He gives you these 50-50 chances to win, coming off the bench, just being that kind of backup quarterback, the true number two. But then I looked up his stats to go and kind of, back up what I was going to say, but I don't know if I can even say he's the best backup quarterback of all time now. So when we look at his stats, I mean, first of all, what we want you to be as a backup, we just want you to get in there and win games. We don't really care too much about, what you're doing, your completion percentage, your touchdown, your interceptions. Now, all those usually do lead to wins. So, if you have a good winning record, usually those are all right. So we want to see at least some winning records, maybe not even winning records, but 500. Just give us a chance. Give us that 50-50 chance that we would have with our starting quarterback with the backup. But then when we look at what he's doing here, I mean, we can just start here. We'll start at 2008. I mean, he went 4-7. Then 2009, 4-4. Now this is a good year. This is a solid backup year. 4-4, not below 500, just at 500. Yes, everything above 500 would be absolutely great, but we want you at least at 500. So I'll give it to him in 2009, went 4-4, started 8 games. But then this is where, we start to get into some trouble here. The low completion percentage, 55%. We can round it up to 56. That's fine. I've got no problem with that. But still, it's very, very below where we need you to be, 62 to 65. So he's only at 55% completion percentage, and this is the biggest red flag here, the touchdown to interception ratio. In 2009, 9 touchdowns and 10 interceptions. You cannot be having more interceptions than touchdowns, and we really don't even want you in double-digit interceptions. But let's continue on with his record. Then he went 4-9, and then he had 2 starting seasons where he played 16 full games for the Bills in 2011 and 2012. But look at these records, 6-10 in both years. Not great. And then, we look at the completion percentage, 62% and 60%. Once again, it's just on that cusp of, average, where we want you to be. And then the interceptions were still there. 24 touchdowns, 16 interceptions in 2012. That's not even 2-1. And then in 2013, 14 touchdowns and 12 interceptions. I mean, he just never really got it done consistently. And then after those 2 starting years, he goes 3-6, 6-6 as a backup, but still with 8 interceptions. This was actually a good season. This was actually good. The 6-6 season with Houston in 2014, 63% completion percentage, 2,400 yards, 17 touchdowns, 8 interceptions. That's 2-1. So this was probably his best year here. And once again, it was just 500, nothing above 500. And then we get a 10-6 season, so he's got another kind of full season under his belt with the Jets. He had 59% completion percentage, 3,900 yards. I love that all day. I'll give him that. 31 touchdowns, 15 interceptions. That was good. That was probably his best year, and he went 10-6, but he never was able to maintain that or replicate that, because after his 10-6 season, he's back to 3-8 with 17 interceptions, 2-1. He only played 3 games. 2-5 with 12 interceptions in 2018, and then these last 2 seasons with the Dolphins in 2019, 5-8. With 20 touchdowns and 13 interceptions. And then just this season in 2020, he went 4-3, 68% completion percentage, very well done, but 13 touchdowns, 8 interceptions. So really the interceptions were always a killer for this man. Never really went above and beyond, never, was really kind of above 500. Finished his career record at 59 wins, 86 losses, and a tie. He just was never that kind of consistent backup quarterback that you can kind of rely on. I mean, on any given night, you're looking at multiple interceptions. I mean, that's just not going to get it done. As a backup quarterback, you just need to come in and be a game manager, and he was just trying to do a little bit too much here with all these interceptions. So, I mean, he's got his nickname is true, Fitzmagic. You can come in, he can come in any minute and give you those explosive plays. That's what made him a real great backup quarterback that, he may not look the best out here, but, down in the fourth quarter, if it's a one-possession game, He can make the throws. We just saw it against the Raiders this season where he got the face mask and made the freaking 40-yard bomb down the field. So I don't think he's the best backup quarterback of all time. So I think we had to throw that out of the window, but he's definitely solid. Just those interceptions, he just never could get away from those interceptions. I mean, 223 touchdowns total with 169 interceptions. Oh, my goodness. Just a little bit too much here, unfortunately. But Ryan Fitzpatrick, we definitely thank you for your service here for the Dolphins. Coming and backing up for Tua. You did good. After you got done starting, your starting games for the Dolphins here were not good. But when you came in and had a backup Tua in the middle of the game, that's where he shined. So we'll give this man credit. We salute him. And if he retires, it's not a bad career. Don't get us wrong. We're not trying to knock this man, but he's not the best backup quarterback of all time. All right, moving on. Here we go. Eagles owner Jeffrey Lurie wants to build around Jalen Hurts this year and prioritize making him successful in 2021. Oh, you're going to build around your quarterback? I feel like this is kind of like he just like woke up one morning. He's like, oh my God, I had this great idea. Let me build talent around my quarterback. I mean, that's what you're supposed to do. That's what you're supposed to be doing. Didn't you see what Buffalo did? They surrounded Josh Allen with talent, and now he's throwing 70% and getting to the AFC Championship game. I mean, his first 2 seasons, he couldn't do anything. And now this year, you build around your quarterback and you have success. So, Jeffrey here, the Eagles owner, he not doing that with Carson Wentz? I mean, kind of looked like it. The man had really no help anywhere. So, yes, this is not something new. This is something you should be doing on a year-to-year basis. Let me get my quarterback some help. Why is this some new idea that is popping up? This is why Russell Wilson doesn't want to be with the Seahawks anymore. They're not building a great offensive line to protect him. So I'm glad that Jeffrey Lurie has finally figured out that you have to build around your quarterbacks if you want to have success in this league. And if you want to kind of win games consistently and compete for rings, you have to get talent for your quarterback, because the quarterback's just the distributor of the football. You still have to have all these other people catch it and run it and score the ball, because like we say, the quarterback is just the distributor of the ball. So, hey, Eagles, this is actually something to kind of get excited for. You're going to get talent on the offensive end, and making Jalen Hurts, I mean, he's very solid. We loved everything we really saw about him in his kind of, first half season that he played here. The Eagles have finally cracked the code, folks. You build around your quarterback and you're successful. So watch out for this Eagles team next year. They're going to be dangerous, folks. They're going to be dangerous. Alrighty, and then we got another top 10 here in the NFL. This time we're breaking down the Bengals top 10 plays. So let's see how Joe Burrow, is looking his rookie year that unfortunately did get cut a little short with the injury. So here we go. Let's see what this man's got. And here we go. No honorable mention for the Bengals. So finally, the Dolphins are not alone with only having 10 good plays of the season. Thank goodness. All right, Bengals top 10. Here we go. Play number 10, Joe Burrow taking off. I mean, this man's got some actually decent speed here in the league. I didn't think it was going to translate from college to the NFL, but it's kind of there. It's kind of there. So I'm definitely impressed with this man's speed this season. Didn't think he could do all that. And now we get Trevor Lawrence coming out of college, and his speed was looking real good in college, and I think it is going to translate very well. So we're going to have a ton of dual threat quarterbacks here in the NFL soon, and it's just going to get wild with the plays that we're going to be seeing. Everybody's running for like 30 yards up the middle, touchdowns, quarterback position, it doesn't matter. Here he goes. I mean, this is like a 20-yard run right up the middle, and he's quick, folks. He's quick. All right, so play 1, Joe Burrow scores a touchdown. This is not Joe Burrow here, the backup. He goes deep. Yes, sir. Corner of the end zone. They called it incomplete, but I think they're going to review this one. T. Higgins, 1 foot, 2 foot catch in bounds. Absolutely magnificent. And what a ball here. Who was the backup for the Bengals? I'm blanking on the name, but he did have decent success there this season. Alrighty, number 8 against the Colts. The defense picking off Phillip Rivers. Classic Phillip Rivers throwing an interception. And not only is he going to throw the interception, he's going to bring it back for about 30, maybe 40 yards. So good return there, picking off Phillip Rivers. I'm all about that. Look at that. Bates comes over, pick. Bingo, bango. Alrighty. Is Joe Burrow back here at number 7? Yes, he is. And he goes deep, and that's T. Higgins again, baby. Yes, sir. Is T. Higgins a tight end? Is that right? Because we might have some great tight ends in this league as well. T. Higgins, Darren Waller. We're looking at Kyle Pitts today in our NFL draft prospects. So it's going to get real crazy in this league real quick, folks. These offenses are just going to go wild. Once again, T. Higgins, another touchdown here. He's too big, too strong. He's just going to kind of plow through a couple of defenders here. Just kind of a nice crossing route over the middle of the field. 1 defender, 2 defender, 3 defenders cannot bring him down. Bounces off all those tackles and then goes the extra 5 yards for the touchdown. So this Bengals team, man, they've got some nice talent here on their offense. Definitely need to shore up their defense a little bit, but man, oh man, I mean, they've got their guy, they got their franchise quarterback. So I mean, that's really half the battle already won, and they've already kind of gotten a jump on what the Eagles did of building talent around Joe Burrow. All right, Joe Burrow at number 5, escaping the pocket, keeping his eyes down the field, throwing a 50-50 ball. Is that to T. Higgins again? It is. On the sideline, he is a toe tap master, folks. Another one right on the sideline, getting 2 feet down. Absolutely magnificent. All right, play number 4 against the Dolphins. Just a quick hitter to number 83, and he's able to beat everybody down the sideline. Some true speed here in Cincinnati, so watch out. If Joe Burrow gets a full, clean, healthy season under him, you get Boyd, you get T. Higgins. I mean, what more are you going to need on this team? Just this sheer speed, a nice little wide receiver screen set up there, blocks to perfection, and then it's just a foot race, and he's beating everybody there to the end zone. So, yes, sir. Truly unfortunate that Joe Burrow got injured this season. They could have been good, folks. Alrighty, running game getting into the action here. Joe Mixon hurdling a defender, taking a big old shot, but hey, that doesn't faze him. Gets right up and starts celebrating. Who do you think you are? Trying to tackle at my feet. I'm jumping over you. I'm scoring. There is no stopping me. All right, play number 2 here. Bengals defense absolutely lighting up Juju Smith-Schuster, and this was the game that, the Bengals, I think they ended up beating the Steelers here, and it was the game that kind of, Juju Smith-Schuster was dancing pre-game on the Bengals logo for TikTok, and that got under the Bengals skin, so when they saw Juju Smith catch this ball, they just absolutely destroyed this man. We got to watch this hit one more time. I mean, this is comedy right here, folks. Truly comedy. Bingo. Big ol' hit there. Fumbles the ball. Got cracked. And man, oh man, that's the sweetest revenge you can get. Oh, you're going to disrespect us by dancing on our logo on our home field? What are you, nuts? And with the division rival? Once again, are you nuts? And we're going to make you pay for that. And they rallied around and they just they lit that man up. Oh my gosh. Woof. Juju Smith-Schuster. This was the last time he danced in the on the logo. I mean, Mike Tomlin came out and said we got to put a stop to it right after this game. I'm sure Juju Smith-Schuster was like, yeah, coach, I'm not going to do that no more, as soon as he got to the sideline. Alrighty, and then the number 1 play, a kick return for a touchdown. Let's see. He returns it from his end zone. Right up the middle, sheer speed. They got speed everywhere. Special teams, offense. The defense was looking pretty speedy as well on those kind of fumble recoveries. So very well done. This Bengals team, they've got a truly bright future if they can just shore up that defense just a tad more, because I think that was the problem. I think they were putting up decent amount of points and decent amount of touchdowns throughout the entire season. Maybe not so much when Joe Burrow got injured, but that's a given there. But definitely got to shore up the defense just a tad more. Still a young team. They just had, I think this was a first-year head coach, Zach Taylor. Is that right? Something like that. So this Bengals team, man, they do have a definite bright future. Just got to get Joey B fully healthy, and which he definitely should be come next season. But they've got the talent. They got the stars. They've got the skills. You just got to put it all together. Alrighty, moving on in the big news from last night in the NBA, Blake Griffin. I mean, we kind of saw this coming. We didn't want it to happen, but it happened, unfortunately. Blake Griffin has signed with the Nets. As soon as 5 o'clock happened, this news started to break, and that's exactly what we said. As soon as 5 o'clock hit on Sunday, he can go and sign with any team. And then, like at 5:02, I started to see the tweets come in, Blake Griffin to the Nets, to the Nets, to the Nets, and I do not like it at all. Now, this man's not going to be starting. We knew this. So Woj goes on Twitter, and the Nets imagine Griffin as a small ball center option off the bench, and that's probably the best fit for this man. We saw him in the starting lineup for the Pistons. Nothing great, nothing even productive. Was kind of looking like he didn't even want to be there, and could you blame them? It's Detroit. They're not going to win a championship, but I still think you got to give it for those players on the court as well. I mean, you got to give it 100%, especially when you're kind of a bigger name player, because, players are playing for contracts. I mean, Sadiq Bey's playing for contracts. I mean, you got to get him some help and, make him look a little bit better by you giving it your all and trying to compete for games. So didn't really like what Blake Griffin did in Detroit. If he can turn it around here for the Nets, yeah, absolutely try and do that. I would love to see Blake Griffin kind of return to, well, obviously we know he's not going to get back to his prime of Lob City, but to try to get to maybe 75% of that, 80% of that, yeah, I'm all about it, and I will definitely root for that, but don't think it's going to happen. Don't really know what Blake Griffin's kind of attitude here and how he's going to fit. I mean, there's just so much kind of, not like personality, but just so much superstar talent on this team, and we've got Kevin Durant and Kyrie Irving, who are not the most vocal leaders. So I'm really not sure how Blake Griffin's going to kind of mix with the chemistry on this team. I really thought everything was great here with just James Harden, Kyrie Irving, and Kevin Durant. Even with Kevin Durant not playing, they still were winning games consistently because they are still deep. I do not think this Blake Griffin's a great pickup. I think it's got a bigger kind of disaster point than a kind of advantage point. I really just see Blake Griffin kind of disrupting the flow of the offense off the bench. These 3-pointers that he's been falling in love with, it's not going to get it done here for the Nets because they've got great 3-point shooters. Blake Griffin should not even be thinking about taking a 3 here with how much 3-point talent shooting they got. James Harden, Kyrie Irving, Kevin Durant, Bruce Brown, and Joe Harris. I mean, that's 5 solid right there. And I want all of those players taking all those threes that Blake Griffin has. Blake Griffin's averaging like 6 threes a game, so all those need to be dispersed between the other great 3-point shooters, and Blake Griffin hasn't dunked in 2 years, so hopefully he can get that back on track. So I really do not like this pickup here. I think the Nets were absolutely perfect without him, and I think them adding him just brings them down more than it's going to help them here. But I definitely hope I'm wrong. I want to see James Harden succeed. I want to see James Harden get a ring. DeAndre Jordan, if he gets a ring, that's great. I've got no problem with that. If Blake Griffin could get a ring, if Blake Griffin and DeAndre Jordan get a ring before Chris Paul, now I have a problem with that. Now I've got a problem with that because Chris Paul was always on during those Lob City days, but DeAndre Jordan, the hack of Jordan, really kind of hurt us in a lot of playoff runs, and then Blake Griffin just kind of coming up small and coming up short a couple of times also in those playoff runs. But if they can come and join a super team while Chris Paul's working his butt off with the Thunder trying to get a ring there, and now with the Suns trying to get a ring here, and they just kind of take the easy way out, Blake Griffin's like, all right, I'll just come off the bench and I'll just get a ring, and DeAndre Jordan's like, you know what, let me team up with KD, James Harden, Kyrie Irving, and get a ring. So if the Nets win a ring this season, there's going to be a little bit of a problem here on the show because Blake Griffin and DeAndre Jordan have ultimately disrespected Chris Paul by getting a ring before him, while Chris Paul truly is the only one of the 3 that we just mentioned that truly deserves a ring. So Blake Griffin going to the Nets. I don't want the Nets to succeed because Blake Griffin's on the team, truly. But I honestly don't think this is going to work, but we'll see. Maybe I'm wrong. Maybe we're finally wrong here after 7 months of the show. Maybe we're finally wrong once. We'll see. Alrighty, and then the last story to cover, report here, the Warriors reportedly have interest in trading for Victor Oladipo. I love it. Victor Oladipo is not working for this Rockets, and it's not Victor Oladipo's fault. It's the Rockets' fault for being absolutely trash and having no great big there. So Victor Oladipo, John Wall, they really can't get it done together. Victor Oladipo, now if he goes to the Warriors, that just helps out, Steph Curry a little bit. I think I like Victor Oladipo a little bit better than Kelly Oubre Jr. I think he's a little bit more consistent. If the Warriors trade for Victor Oladipo, they may also need to get rid of Kelly Oubre Jr. in that trade as well. So if they can keep Kelly Oubre Jr. and get Victor Oladipo, I think it's absolutely fantastic. I think Kelly Oubre Jr. would probably have to shift to the bench, and I don't think he's going to like that, but I think he could be a great 6-man off the bench and have Victor Oladipo in that starting 2 lineup with Steph Curry. If they can only keep one, if they have to kind of trade Kelly Oubre Jr. away for Victor Oladipo, I think it's just an upgrade. I think you do kind of upgrade. I think you get more consistency with Victor Oladipo than Oubre Jr. Yeah, I mean, if they get Victor Oladipo, it's a win. If they get Victor Oladipo and can keep Kelly Oubre Jr., it's a win-win, and it definitely just makes the team a little bit deeper, a little bit more consistent. And Steph Curry, he is doing it night in and night out. They've got decent defense with Kevon Looney and Andrew Wiggins and Draymond Green, and if they can just get a better shooter off the bench, absolutely fantastic. Kind of help run that kind of second court, maybe kind of run a kind of pick and roll style offense with Kelly Oubre Jr. or Victor Oladipo, whoever comes off the bench, with James Wiseman, and tries to kind of start elevating James Wiseman up a little bit so he can finally get to that starting lineup, and then kind of work that magic with Kevon Looney when if James Wiseman can get back up to that starting position at the 5. So some options here for the Warriors. This is now the new thing to look forward to. We're after the All-Star break, after the midway of the season. Now we're starting to talk about trade deadlines and going and get that one player that's going to shore up your starting roster or bench to make a playoff push or a championship run. Now's the time to go for it. Teams are kind of, all right, what are we missing here? What can we get better? And the Warriors are looking for another shooter here with Victor Oladipo, and I do support the trade, and we put our stamp of approval. If Victor Oladipo goes to the Warriors, I think it makes them a lot of a hugely, truly better team. Alrighty, those are all the stories we needed to go over. So we'll start here. We're going to go to the All-Star game, and we are going to start breaking down our prop bets from last night. How many do we have going? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. 9 big old prop bets. Did we do good? We did pretty good. We went, well, we won't tell you what we went. You have to, you have to listen for those. But here we go. We're going to kind of start with that. Then we'll probably end on the dunk contest and kind of go over that as well. And then we'll get into our NFL draft prospect and kind of questioning our narratives here. So let's start here. We'll start here with just the overall All-Star game. Nope, that's not where we're going to start. We're going to start at our first prop bet here. Steph Curry wins the three-point competition, and let's see what happened last night with Steph Curry. Here we go. This is the championship round. Mike Conley is the new scorer to beat. Steph Curry goes last year. He needs to beat a score of 27. 27. Big old number there, but can Curry do it? Let's watch. Here we go. First ball up, clunk. Second ball up, clunk. Third ball up, clunk. Fourth ball up, clunk. Fifth ball, money ball, cashing out, and he's not going to kind of look back from that. So 4 straight misses, made us sweat a little bit. We had Steph Curry. We had money riding on Steph Curry, and he just clunked 4 off the rip, but now he's back to cashing them out. The money ball, unfortunately, on the second card does not go, but he's here for the Mountain Dew money ball. Bingo, bango, and that leads us to kind of another prop bet here. Will Steph Curry make a Mountain Dew three-pointer shot throughout the entire 2 rounds here? And he hit 3 of 4, so that was another prop bet we took, that Steph Curry would hit a Mountain Dew money ball. We also liked Steph Curry to hit both Mountain Dew money balls in 1 round. In the first round, he hit 1 of 2. In the second round, 1 of 1 so far. We'll get to the second one when we get there, but let's continue on. Third rack here at the top of the key. Let's see if this man can keep going. Got 9 points so far. Another clunk there, but now he's starting to cash. That's 1. That's another one. Cashing out still in the money ball to end that one. It clunks. So he moves on to the last Mountain Dew shot, and it's up and it's good. He drained both 26-footer, 3-point Mountain Dew money ball. So if you took that he hit both of them in 1 round, he hit both of them in 1 round. Absolutely fantastic. I think the odds were great on that as well, possibly around +4 something, +400 something. So absolutely fantastic. But now down to the last 2 racks here. He's got 12 points, and now it's the money ball rack. Cash, that's 1 money ball down. Oh, he missed a money ball there, but now he's going to cash out. That's 1. That's 2. That's 3. 4 out of the 5 money balls has him up to 23 points on the last rack. He needs 4 points to tie, 5 points to win. He just drilled 2 single points. That's another point. And then here it is, the final shot to win the score. He's got 26 points on the last money ball. That's worth 2 points, and he's down 1 point. So he goes and splashes out the game-winning 3. Steph Curry wins the 3-point contest on the last ball, thanks to in part of hitting both of the Mountain Dew balls that really everybody was struggling with throughout the entire 2 rounds of the 3-point competition. So we doubled out there. Steph Curry wins the 3-point contest, check, and Steph Curry hits a Mountain Dew shot. Once again, check. He hit 3 of the 4. So absolutely magnificent work by Steph Curry. Are we doubting him? You can never doubt or go against Steph Curry, folks. We played the video of him practicing last night on the show that gave us so much confidence in taking this man, and he goes out here and proves us right. Steph Curry, 3-point champion. Get it done, sir. Cold-blooded last shot. Cashed it out. Fantastic. Alrighty, that leads us to the skills challenge. We had Chris Paul winning this. So Chris Paul, he automatically advances to this second round. That's 3 rounds, and it's kind of, head-to-head style. So Chris Paul gets advanced to the second round, doesn't play in the first round, but here we go. Him against Vucevic in the second round. Can Chris Paul make it to the finals? Well, let's watch. Here we go. Chris Paul versus Nikola Vucevic here. Chris Paul. So it goes, they're dribbling. The pass is the first obstacle up. Chris Paul drains it. Bingo, bango. Chris Paul is now in front of Jokic, heading to the layup station, and he misses. Chris Paul misses a layup, and it would have given him a clear shot here for the 3-point to end it. But now they're shooting at the same time here. Chris Paul first shot up. Vucevic misses his. Chris Paul misses his first. They both miss their second shot. Chris Paul third shot doesn't go, but Vucevic's third shot does go. So Chris Paul misses a layup, really just kind of ruins the entire flow for that 3-pointer. He would have had a clear, wide open advantage for the first shot at the 3 ball, but he misses it anyway. I mean, Chris Paul letting us down. So we are unfortunately wrong that Chris Paul won the skills competition. It went to Domantas Sabonis. Absolutely wonderful job. I mean, he killed it all 3 rounds, no problem. Was the first was the first one to get the pass challenge. Great. First one at the layup, and then he drained the first 3 every single time. No worries for this man. So Domantas Sabonis was the winner of the skills challenge, so we lose that prop bet that Chris Paul won it. Unfortunate. Alrighty, now let's go to the All-Star game because all of our other prop bets are points-wise in the All-Star game, winners of the All-Star game, and MVPs of the All-Star game. So let's go here to the actual game where Team LeBron won 170-150 over Team Durant, and that's what we chose, folks. We had Team LeBron winning the All-Star game, and they really were dominant the entire time. And why wouldn't they be? They had Damian Lillard and Steph Curry. That's all you need. That's all you need. And I think they both hit like 8 3-pointers in this game, just getting it done, absolutely putting it on the money for these balls. And when you watch how they closed out the game, I think we'll talk about that in a second, but with how they closed out the game, folks, it's Dame Dollar Bill. Stop disrespecting him. He's the MVP. He's the MVP. You don't think this All-Star game has anything to do with the MVP? You're sadly mistaken, because this man just cashed out 3 straight threes to end this game and then pulled up at half court, literally half court, to actually seal the win, to put them at 170 for the point total there. So it was just a masterful job by Damian Lillard, truly. Alrighty, so our prop bet of LeBron James team wins the All-Star game. Bingo, bango. But now we got some points here. So our first points that we got to take a look at that we said was Paul George would have over 9.5 points. We know he likes to kind of show out a little bit. Even when he plays with Kawhi Leonard, he kind of likes to be the one. So we thought that he would still not demand the ball, but command the ball when it fell into his hands and take some shots. So we were confident on Paul George over 9.5 points. And he put up 17. Yes, sir. Shot 6 of 8 and 5 of 7 from 3. Absolutely magnificent performance by Paul George here with the 17 points. That's over 9.5. So that's another win for us. Alrighty, our next person that we got to take a look at is Jokic. We had him going for over 10.5 points. Once again, we knew that he could kind of eat down low, grabbing a rebound off of a big old miss because, we know players like to take longer shots, more contested threes, deeper threes here. So we thought Jokic would be able to grab some rebounds, put it up kind of quickly, and get those points there. So we had it over 10.5 points for Jokic, but he comes up a little short, only 6 points. Ugh. He only took 4 shots and hit 3 of the 4, but still, the 6 points for Jokic, that is a miss for us, unfortunately. Alrighty, then we went to LeBron James for over 14.5 points, and we're thinking this is his team. You don't think he's going to dominate? It's his own team. He's going to dominate. He's going to be the guy. So we had LeBron James over 14.5 points, and he puts up 4. 4! Come on, LeBron. Come on. He went 2 of 7, did not shoot well, 0 of 3 from 3, so the shots were all there. Just unfortunately, he could not cash out on really any of them. I think did he shoot the worst of the entire game? He shot the worst of the entire game, besides Mike Conley, who shouldn't have even been there. So that was LeBron James' night. Not very good in the All-Star game. All right, so 2 straight misses. Not great here. All right, now our next one up is LeBron would win the MVP. Well, he only put up 4 points, so absolutely not. He did not win the MVP. That went to Giannis. I believe they were both with the same odds there. I think they were both like plus 400 or plus 500. So, unfortunately, we chose the wrong one. We went with LeBron. You know, once again, it was his team he drafted. We thought he would be the man, but Giannis, absolute great performance, 35 points. 7 rebounds, 3 assists, and he shot 100% on 16 shots. 16 of 16, and he went 3 of 3 from the 3, so absolutely fantastic. Was he the only one? Who else shot 100%? Julius Randle shot 100% on 2 shots, and that was the only person that shot 100% as well. But definitely got to give it up to Giannis. Great performance here with the 16 shots, 100% shooting, and 35 points. Put up the most points? Yes, he did. All right, so fantastic to Giannis, truly well-deserved. All right, can we get back on track here? All right, well, let's see. This is our last one. Here it is. Team LeBron scores first. Well, we thought they would win the tip. We thought we liked their bigs better than Team Durant's bigs, so we thought Team LeBron would win the tip-off and then go down and score first because who's playing defense on the first possession? First of all, who's playing defense anyway in this game? So let's go to the play-by-play here and see how we fared here. So here we go. Well, they lose the jump. How do you lose the jump? It's Zion Williamson versus Giannis Antetokounmpo, and Zion wins the tip, tips it to Doncic. Unbelievable. But we're back in it. So Zion, Team Durant wins the tip, but then it's Jokic ends up getting the ball, but he turns it over. So we had it in our hands. We had the possession in our hands, and then we turn it over because of Jason Tatum's steal, and then that leads to the first points of the game. Kyrie Irving sticking a knife through our heart here, drills a 25-footer three-pointer for the first points of the game. So Team Durant scored first. Team LeBron did not. We lose that prop bet. So we officially went 1, 2, 3. We hit 3. Is that right? 1, 2, 3. Unbelievable. We went 3 of 6. Not great last night. Jokic sticking it to us. Chris Paul sticking it to us. Oh, no, we had 4. We had 4 or 5 because we had Curry hitting the do money ball. So 4 or 5 officially. LeBron definitely letting us down with the only 4 points. We doubled down saying that he would win the MVP, and he didn't even score. Not great. So that's how our prop bets fared out. Not the greatest. But hey, we called Steph Curry winning the three-point contest, so we'll take that, I guess. All right, now let's kind of finish out here the All-Star game. Let's see who else did very well here. Well, on Team LeBron, we had Giannis going for 35 points. We had Steph Curry going for 28 points, hitting 8 of 16 from 3. We had Damian Lillard going for 32 points, 8 of 16 from 3, and just cashing out at the end of the game. Do I have the film here? I didn't like how they broke it down here, but we'll still put this up here. And then we'll also open up these stats so we don't have to look at the ad for 30 seconds while it loads. Or 10 seconds, even better. But let's go back here to the stats very quickly. Or actually not. The video's done right now. So, but yeah, I didn't like how they kind of framed the ending of the game here because it was a little bit better. And they didn't show all of Damian Lillard's threes, which once again is a little unfortunate here. All right, so let's go here. The score is at 164. The target score is 170 because of the All-Star game, the different kind of format of the actual scoring and who wins. So they need 2 threes left. Now, before this, Damian Lillard went out, or Steph Curry, well, 2 shots before this. It was Steph Curry hitting a big 3. Then it was Damian Lillard who had a big 3. That put him at 164. And now it's Damian Lillard again getting the ball, cashing out, making it 167, only needing 3. And then the very next possession, literally pulling up from just a step inside of midcourt and literally drains it. And this was his first attempt at that kind of midway 3. So this wasn't, 5 possessions later where he already had 5 shots, 5 cracks at this kind of game-winning 3 from half court. No. This was the first shot. He just drilled three after three after three to really close out the game. Truly incredible performance. This man is one of the best shooters. If it wasn't for Steph Curry, this man would probably be the best three-point shooter of all time, honestly. But Steph Curry, I mean, he does it at a more kind of frequent pace than Damian Lillard does. But, I mean, just absolutely fantastic. And that's why we had so much confidence in Team LeBron, honestly, just because of these two guards here, Steph Curry and Damian Lillard, the best two three-point shooters that currently are in the league. That's why we felt so confident, and they showed out in this game, shooting 16 of 32, 50% from deep threes. I mean, these are all-star game threes, folks. These are not, right at the line threes. These are freaking fancy threes. These are, hey, I'm trying to make a highlight reel. This is the all-star game. I'm letting loose. And Steph Curry just went and shot so many threes of in the three-point contest, and then came over and still was able to get great production in the actual game as well. So truly great game by Steph Curry and Damian Lillard. Giannis with 100% shooting. That's why he won the MVP. But if it didn't go to Giannis, should have went to Damian Lillard. And if it didn't go to Lillard, should have went to Steph Curry. Alrighty, and then kind of who else did good here? Rudy Gobert, 10.7 rebounds. Jaylen Brown put up 22 big old points. And then Paul George, 17 points for Team LeBron. Now let's see who was putting up the points here for Team Durant. We get Jason Tatum with 21 points on 56% shooting. Kyrie Irving put up 24 points and 12 assists here. Okay. 2 of 6 from 3, not the greatest. Shot 66% overall. Who else do we get here? Bradley Beal led the team in scoring for Team Durant with 26 points and 62%. He shot 6 of 12 from 3, so another 50% shooter here from 3. Donovan Mitchell put up 15 points, and James Harden put up 21 points and 4 assists on 50% shooting and 7 of 13 from 3. So just unfortunately didn't have a big old big here to kind of rival Giannis. They had Zion Williamson, who put up 10 points. They had Vucevic, who put up 5 points. They had Julius Randle, who put up 4 points. I mean, their bigs did nothing all game. Their bigs did nothing. Once again, another reason why we felt very comfortable with Team LeBron here with the win. Alrighty, now what I want to do is compare what our drafted team was to kind of the overall kind of pace here of this game. So we're going to take all the points from everybody that we chose in our All-Star draft and then compare it to what the final score was to see if kind of our team that we drafted was better than, the winning team, Team LeBron, better than, just in general, and if our team would have beat, kind of the virtual Durant's team that we also drafted as well, if our team would have won that. So all we have to do is get the points here. We have the total points, 320 points scored in total. So we just have to take what our players scored and then subtract it from that, and then we can get that easy math to kind of see who would have won in a kind of, simulated matchup here. So let's go through our players top down. All right. Here we go. We had James Harden on our team, and he had 21 big old points. Let's mark down 21. Or let's get this in our calculator. Let's bring the calculator up. Handy dandy calculator. All right, 21 points for James Harden. Then we had Joel Embiid. He did not play, unfortunately. He got COVID, or he was close contact, so that's a big old goose egg for us. All right, we had Damian Lillard. Yes, sir. Did you not think that we chose that man? Come on. 32 big old points there, so let's add 32 to that. Alrighty, and then our next one is Rudy Gobert. Rudy Gobert had 10 points. Solid. Adding 10 to the mix there. And then we got Steph Curry. We got to add 28 big ones there. Yes, sir. Then we got Julius Randle. He had 4. All right. Little light contribution there from old JR. All-star from the Knicks. All right. Then we had Giannis, who went for 35. Yes, sir. All right. Then we had Kawhi Leonard, who went for 8 points. Little light on Kawhi. Kawhi didn't even shoot well. He shot 37%. Come on, Kawhi. So a little light, 8 points there. All righty. Then we got Donovan Mitchell, who we said put up 15 points. Alrighty. Then our last 3, Jason Tatum, who put up 21 big ones. Yes, sir. And then we had Chris Paul, who put up 6 and 16 assists. Yes, sir. The most assists in the entire game, 16. Kyrie Irving was trying to rival Chris Paul, but get out of here with that. So let's add, how many points did he have? Too focused on the assists there. We had 6 points by Chris Paul. And then our last player, Vucevic, who had 5 points. Alrighty, so that brings our team total score to 185 points. Yes, sir. We subtract that from the 320. That would mean the other team only scored 135 points. So our team up front wins. And not only did we win, we also scored more points than Team LeBron did here in the actual game. So we actually had the best lineup ever. Don't disrespect us, folks. We know where the talent is. Come on. Come on. Come on. We know talent here. We picked the top 2 scorers. We had Giannis, who was the number 1 scorer. The second highest scorer was Damian Lillard. We had him on our team. The third leading highest scorer here was Steph Curry. We had him on our team. And then the fourth leading highest scorer was Bradley Beal. And that was the one person that we didn't have on our team. So we had the top 3 scorers, drafted all of them. We know great players, folks. Come on. We had the best all-star lineup here, all-star team with the most points of 185. Absolutely fantastic. Alrighty, so that was the All-Star game and All-Star festivities from last night. Decent on the prop bets, obviously not great. Hit some decent value with Chris Paul or with Steph Curry winning the 3-point competition. Steph Curry hitting a Mountain Dew shot, and Team LeBron straight up I think was like minus like 120 something. So not great value there, but still we had some things. So all right. So that was the All-Star festivities from last night. Now let's go to our kind of challenging our own narrative segment. We've got some stats up here of what has happened here in the first half of the season. We've got kind of the ESPN player rankings here, so we can kind of take a look at that. We have the overall summary here of this season so far, of what the teams are actually doing. So if we have to look at that, we can. But let's just kind of see what we are saying in the first half of the season, see what the actual stats are all lining up, and seeing like who's right, who's wrong. Should we be changing our narrative or just kind of shifting our narratives a little bit? Are our narratives truly right? Which they should be. I mean, come on, we know what we're talking about here. So let's talk. Don't know if this segment's going to work. Don't know if we're going to be able to kind of see anything that we haven't been seeing or kind of what we're trying to do here. And if not, then we still just go to our NFL draft prospect of the day. We still got segments to do here, folks. So, alrighty. Questioning our own narratives. Let's see what we get. All right, well, so far, let's just kind of start with kind of our MVP caliber players, who our top 3 right now are Joel Embiid, Damian Lillard, and James Harden. Those would be kind of our top 3 MVPs. ESPN has the top ranking player as Jokic. I don't know what metric they use. I usually don't pay attention to any, like, I know this is a different sport, but, quarterback, QBR, I don't really take a look at that, or, whatever those numbers that, whatever their formula is, spits out just a concrete number that kind of tells you a value of a quarterback or player. I really don't pay any attention to that, honestly. I have my own algorithm that I use, so I don't need theirs, honestly. But they got Jokic as kind of the best ranked player here at 56 ESPN points. So do with that if what you will, because we will be doing nothing with that number. All right, so we got Jokic going 27 points, 8 assists, and 11 rebounds a game. Wow. Well, let's kind of do it here. Let's see who's having these great rebounding, double-digit rebounding here per game. So we got Jokic with 11.0. We got Giannis with 11.7. And then we got Joel Embiid with 11.6. So Joel Embiid is still top big here, one of the top bigs here with 11.6 rebounds a game. We got Vucevic with 11.6 rebounds a game. Very well done by him as well. And then Christian Wood, let's start talking about him a little bit because we've been big on Christian Wood, and he's up there with those great bigs as well, 10.2. So a little bit light, but we know he's not kind of one of these great bigs himself. We don't kind of classify him as kind of a great kind of Giannis or Joel Embiid big. He's kind of that second tier big where I would put, Christian Wood, maybe Enes Kanter, Jarrett Allen, I would put that kind of in the second category. So yeah, very well done. I mean, we're right on target with how well, what's his name? Just lost him for a second. I just lost this man's name. Where is he? Christian Wood. Where is he at? Christian Wood right here. All right. Yeah, so he's kind of second tier bigs, Christian Wood. We get Julius Randle with 11.1 rebounds as well. We know he's kind of really, I don't want to say single-handedly carrying this Knicks team, but we know he's kind of the premier player on this Knicks team. So these 11 rebounds a game by Julius Randle, it's better than Jokic. It's right on par with Giannis and Joel Embiid. So very well done by Julius Randle, and he's putting up 23 points along with that with 5 assists. So very, very great start of the season to Julius Randle. Absolutely magnificent. We get Karl Anthony Towns averaging 10 rebounds, but he's only played 16 games. We know he missed a lot of that first half of the season because of the close contacts with the COVID. So I think he actually had COVID too, so not great there. So we can't really take his numbers into account here because he's playing like half the games that everybody else has. So we're not going to pay too much attention to Karl Anthony Towns. We do know he's good. We're not knocking him, but he's only played 16 games. Or we're talking about 36 for really kind of everywhere else for everybody else, 32 to 36. All right, does anybody else have more than double-digit rebounds? We get Andre Drummond, wow, averaging 13 and a half rebounds a game. Now, we know he's only played 25 games, but, he's really kind of been front-loaded those games because he's been kind of sitting out because Cleveland is looking to trade him, so they don't want him to get injured. But when he's playing those 13 and a half rebounds, absolutely magnificent. And look at this, folks, Clint Capella, 14 rebounds a game. Yes, sir, that's why we like the Hawks. Clint Capella, Trae Young. Clint Capella has more rebounds than anybody else. He's more rebounds than Giannis and all those other bigs. Now, he's not scoring the ball as greatly as those other bigs are, but he's getting it done down low. When you have great shooters in Trae Young, the bigs don't need to kind of be your main point focus, or just points don't need to be their main focus. So he's getting it done on the defensive end, on those offensive boards with 14.2 rebounds a game in 32 games. It's not like he's only played, 4 games. He's playing the entire season. So once again, this is why we like this Hawks team, folks. Clint Capella, he's truly great here. 14 rebounds a game. Yes, sir. And then Rudy Gobert, here he is, 13 rebounds a game. Now he's kind of more on par with Clint Capella, 14 points. They both have 14 points. Clint Capella's got 14 rebounds. Rudy Gobert's got 13. So, kind of what Rudy Gobert is doing there with the Jazz, that's kind of, more of the offense that they're trying to run in Atlanta. Just kind of the pick and roll. We've got a great guard and, Donovan Mitchell and Trae Young, and we just got to, they can score the ball, so we don't need our big scoring ball like Giannis does. We need Giannis to score because, who else are we counting on? Chris Middleton, can't rely on him too much, and besides him, nobody else really steps up consistently. So, they don't need those bigs to be the main scorers. So, love that Clint Capella here has the most rebounds by far in the first half of the All-Star, or the first half of this NBA season. I mean, we do truly like this Hawks team. They just need other piece. I mean, just a decent piece, whether they want him to come off the bench or kind of just be that third scorer in the starting lineup when John Collins can't get it done. But Clint Capella and Trae Young are truly the kind of best players of this Hawks team, and we're getting kind of backed up here by these stats here, these season stats. Alrighty, let's start talking about something else. Let's start with, let's go to James Harden because he's got 11 assists a game, and I'm not seeing anybody else with double-digit assists, and this is why we think James Harden should be the MVP because on just that such talented team, he's the one that is changing up his game. He's only averaging 25 points, but those 11 assists with those 7 rebounds, he's really a complete player. He's also averaging like a steal a game and very close to a block block a game as well. So James Harden with these 11 assists. Let's see if anybody else is even close to that. Is anybody at 9? We got Luka Doncic has 9 assists a game. So once again, very well done to Luka. We do kind of, not talk about him too much, and we definitely should be. It's just that the other supporting cast around Doncic aren't really getting it done. So, we kind of lose Doncic in the mix just a little bit, just in kind of the overall team ability. But his 9 assists a game, he's averaging 28, 9, and 8 a game. It's absolutely fantastic. All right, who else do we get with a lot of assists? Russell Westbrook. That brings us to Russell Westbrook. Holy moly. 9.8 assists a game. Very close to averaging another triple-double here. 20 points, 9.8 assists, 9.7 rebounds. So we know that this man is very, very close to averaging that triple-double. Now that we're talking about Russell Westbrook, let's talk about, total turnovers per game. We know Russell Westbrook is floating up those 8s, those 7s every single night, unfortunately. But he's only averaging 4.8 turnovers a game. Now, that is still definitely a lot, but, I would expect it to be a little bit higher. I would definitely think it would have been a solid 5, not 4.8. But he's at 4.8 turnovers. Let's see who else is kind of on that mark with 4 or closer to 5 than 4. James Harden's averaging 4.2, which we know, he's still getting it done, but same thing with Russell Westbrook. He gets it done with the 9 assists and the 9 rebounds. So, those turnovers don't go for nothing. He's still getting it done, Russell Westbrook. But we do know Russell Westbrook has a lot more games with, the more than 4, a lot more than 4, maybe even double 4 sometimes, where James Harden, maybe averaging, putting up 5, a little consistently, no more than 5, but a little unfortunate here. Did not really expect James Harden to be at 4.2 turnovers a game, and definitely kind of in retrospect of Russell Westbrook's is 4.8. Definitely think that would be a little bit up. Luka Doncic is also at 4.2 turnovers a game with James Harden. So, with all those great assists, with all those high assisting numbers, you're going to have turnovers as well. But as long as you're still having those assists, we can kind of forgive the turnovers a tad, as long as they're not out of control like, usually Russell Westbrook's are. Alrighty, Trae Young looking to be the second highest turnover machine here, and that's something that we really don't talk about when we talk about Trae Young. So I guess we're going to have to start looking at his turnovers a little more consistently here, because he's at 4.4 turnovers a game, and that's definitely higher than James Harden and Doncic. It's a little under Russell Westbrook, but we don't want you to be really kind of close to Russell Westbrook. So Trae Young, let's start talking about him now, averaging 26 points a game, the 4 turnovers, but once again, then 9.4 assists. So he does have some wiggle room there with the turnovers, since he's getting it done with the assists, and then 4.2 rebounds a game. But those assists are there. Looking to be the second highest besides of James Harden. He's got more assists than Luka Doncic. Nobody else really even has 9. We get Russell Westbrook with 9.8. We get Trae Young with 9.4. We get Doncic with 9.0. Any other 9 or 10 or even 11? Anybody got more than 11 assists per game here? No, we can go 8.8 with Chris Paul, and that's exactly what we think Chris Paul is doing out there. 16 points, 8 assists, 4 rebounds. So Chris Paul is still getting it done. One of our premier guards, point guards that we do kind of focus heavy on the show on, just because of what he's doing out here. But yeah, these numbers are backing us up. We love Chris Paul, we love Trae Young, we love Clint Capella, we love James Harden. So all these other players here, these stats are backing us up a little bit here. Like it. Let's go to the second page. Any sleepers here in the second page? That was kind of the top 50 we were looking at. So let's go to kind of 50 through 100 here and see if there's anybody sleeping on us here. Anybody truly underrated here in the assisting or rebounding category. We get DeAndre Ayton with 11.4 assists. Once again, why we like this Suns team. We got the scorer in Devin Booker when we need it. We got the assister in Chris Paul with the 8.8. And then we get DeAndre Ayton with the 11 boards a game, right up with the other good bigs that we like to see. But now DeAndre Ayton's kind of in that second tier bigs where kind of Clint Capella and Rudy Gobert are, so a little light compared to them, but we're still getting the double-digit rebounds for him, so we can still take this for DeAndre Ayton with the 11. Jonas Valanciunas for the Grizzlies, once again, averaging that 11.3 rebounds a game. Fantastic. Let's see if we can we can find quickly John Morant. He's right here. So we kind of compare this Grizzlies team a little bit to this Hawks team between the kind of the pick and roll between, the great guard in John Morant and Trae Young and the great big in Valanciunas and Clint Capella. So Valanciunas with the 11 assists a game. A little bit of a lighter than what Clint Capella is doing with the 14. And then we get John Morant with the 19 points. And once again, a little bit lighter than what Trae Young is doing here with the 26 points a game. So they are very comparable, but what did the Grizzlies have? Better supporting cast. I mean, they got Dylan Brooks, and they got... I know I'm forgetting another one, but they do have a better supporting cast. So the Hawks have the better kind of main pieces, but the Grizzlies have a better team overall, and I honestly think that's better. I mean, let's just go to the standings right now at the All-Star breaks. What's having more success here? Just kind of the great guard and great big, or the very good guard and very good big, and the decent supporting cast around him? Well, we get the Hawks at the 11th seed with 16 and 20, and then we get the Grizzlies at 16 and 16, the 10th seed in the West. So they're honestly, I mean, they both got 16 wins. We do know the Grizzlies have played less games because a lot of the air games have been postponed. So the Hawks do have 4 more games played and 4 more losses. So overall, better winning percentage for the Grizzlies in a tougher conference. So overall, you do need that good team, and once again, that's what we say on this show a lot. You can't just have a great superstar. You can't really just have 2 great pieces. You at least need 3 fantastic pieces on your team, or just a great team in general. That's why the Knicks are having success, because they have a good, decent role-playing team in general. They're kind of very deep when you look at just kind of consistent talent, and that's why the Grizzlies are doing better than the Hawks right now, because they do have that kind of better starting lineup. So once again, kind of just right on track with our narrative a little bit. Liking that. Alrighty, what else we get here in the kind of second page here? We'll continue on. What were we looking at? The assists. Kind of looking at kind of 9 or higher assists here. Anybody else with 9 or higher assists? It's not looking to be so. Or double-digit rebounds here. All right, here we go. Looking to be kind of the last player here with the kind of 11 more than double-digit rebounds here, and it's Enes Kanter, another great big that we love, and he is truly stepping it up in place for Jusuf Nurkic here for the Blazers. So once again, we do have to kind of shout out here Enes Kanter a little bit. He's at the 11. He's at 11.9. We basically at 12, which is better, because we saw kind of, these elite bigs that can score and rebound. They're kind of at 11 rebounds, but the kind of second tier bigs that don't score a lot of points, they're at kind of the 13, the 14 rebounds. So, Enes Kanter basically at the 12 rebounds. Very well done, because we know he's not the best scorer out there, only averaging, 11.9 points a game. He averages 11.9 points a game and 11.9 rebounds a game. I mean, he's literally equal scoring and rebounding. It's truly fantastic out here. So yes, sir, Enes Kanter getting it done. Kind of this second tier category of bigs. Loving this from him, truly, and he's kind of like their second big, so a bench player kind of big, even though he can be a starter on really most teams out here. But when Jusuf Nurkic comes back, once he kind of gets fully healthy, I expect him to return to the starting rotation. But, yeah, you definitely got a great big here, and Enes Kanter stepping it up here. That's why the Blazers are winning games. Alrighty, and then let's just go to 100 to 150, seeing if there's really anybody else here. We get Draymond Green here. Dang, they rank him 107th best player in the league. Wild. Just because he doesn't put up a lot of points, but that's not his game. He's just kind of a nice 4, a nice defender, nice beef. Rebounding, assisting is more of his game. So we know Draymond Green's not the best scorer, only 5.7 points a game, but that's not his game. So we don't expect that from him. That's why they got Steph Curry, because he can put up the 40 points a game and kind of make up for that kind of lack of scoring production in the kind of starting lineup. Anything else here for the assist or rebounds? Anything we're missing? We'll go back to the first page and kind of finish that off a little bit. Alrighty, so that's all kind of the best bigs and the assisters out here. Let's go back to the first page of the top 50 players here and kind of continue on just a little bit longer here. Let's go back to, who do we want to go to now? Let's go to Damian Lillard now. Let's see what he's doing since we kind of classify him as kind of our top 3 MVP candidates. He's at 29 points a game, 29.8, very, very close to 30 points a game. And he's also putting up 8 assists and 4 rebounds. So very well done. Let's kind of focus on points. Who's really putting up these points a game? I mean, we get kind of a 32 by Bradley Beal. And once again, that seems to be kind of the highest on just kind of first glance here. Almost certain that's the highest. So we get Bradley Beal with 32.9, very close to 33 points a game. And once again, that's what we know of Bradley Beal. He's the only main scorer on this Wizards team. We know Russell Westbrook can step it up, and he usually does. He's usually around 20. Let's get an official number on him. Russell Westbrook, 20.3, exactly what we said, 20. So we know Bradley Beal's the main scorer. We know Russell Westbrook's a secondary scorer. We just need that other player, and usually it's Davis Bertans off the bench for them to score. But Bradley Beal taking it into his own hands with a 33 points a game. Absolutely fantastic on 48% shooting. I mean, that's truly great, folks. I'll give him it. 48, holy cow. The best shooting here so far. It's like 56%, but that's Jokic, under the basket. We do know he does shoot threes, but he's big. Most of his points are coming from underneath the basket. Same thing with Giannis, 55% shooting. Once again, he's under the basket. We know he doesn't even really take that many threes, and when he does, he doesn't really hit them. So more under the basket. Same thing with Joel Embiid, 52%. He can hit the threes good. He's majority under the basket since he is a big. But when we're just looking at guards, 48% here. We get Kevin Durant at 52%, but he's only played 19 games, so we really can't take that number. Luka's shooting 47%. James Harden's shooting 48%. But the fact that Bradley Beal is putting up basically 33 points a game and shooting as well as all these other guards that aren't taking all these shots or aren't putting up, 33 points, 25, 26, 27, he's still kind of shooting better than all of them. Steph Curry shooting 47%. Damian Lillard is shooting 44%. So Bradley Beal is really truly killing it this year. What a great field goal percentage. And we do give a lot of respect to Bradley Beal. It's just unfortunate that for the first half of the season they weren't the best team. Now they have gotten back on track here the last kind of 2 weeks, and we have kind of been elevating them up a little bit here, but would like to see Bradley Beal start to get others involved a little bit more here. We do need some more consistency here by the role players of this Wizards team besides Davis Bertans. Because I don't know. Bradley Beal, he has kept up the great shooting percentage in the first half of the season, but is he going to be able to continue it on? Because if Bradley Beal starts to kind of flounder here in the shooting department, there's nobody else that can step it up and get it done consistently. That's kind of why the first half of the season is so important, to just kind of figure out, all right, what can our team do? What are these good rotations? Who works with what? What works with what? Should we have this man off the bench or be in the starting lineup? Should it be the 4 or the 5? That's why I like, players kind of experimenting around, or teams experimenting around just a little bit, not too much, not going crazy, but definitely in those first couple of games in the season to kind of play around with their starting rotations a little bit. That's why I'm a little upset that Bol still hasn't been playing a lot of minutes here. See what he can do. So, come back half of the season, whether you have an injury or just somebody isn't competing as well as they were in the first half. Now, let's say Bradley Beal's ability goes down to in the second half, goes down to 26 points a game on 43% shooting. Who is going to make up that difference? We don't know, because they haven't experimented around. They haven't kind of gotten other players involved a little bit more. So if Bradley Beal can keep it up, they shouldn't have too much of problems. You are going to want to, have other players to score the ball. But, if he can keep it up, and maybe he can keep winning some games here. But our only concern here with Bradley Beal and the Wizards is if Bradley Beal cannot keep up this extraordinary pace of 33 points a game on 48% shooting. All right, so now that we have kind of a top tier bar set on field goal shooting with the points, with the 33 points and 48% shooting, let's kind of go to our MVPs. Let's kind of classify them compared to what Bradley Beal is doing. So we'll go to Joel Embiid since he's one of our picks here. He's got 30 points on 52% shooting. Once again, he's a big, so more of his points are coming underneath the basket, although we know he does shoot the three kind of very well. So Joel Embiid kind of right on pace here, right on par with Bradley Beal's, just kind of scoring production. James Harden, 25 points, so definitely a little bit lighter. And the shooting percentage is right on par, 48%, 48.4%, where Bradley Beal is 48.2%. So James Harden is still shooting great, but we know his game is more the assisting. So he's got the great shooting ability of Bradley Beal, but way more assists because Bradley Beal is only averaging 4.7 assists, where James Harden is averaging 11, the only other guard with double-digit assists. It's just truly fantastic. So James Harden still a huge candidate here for MVP, and I definitely think these stats are backing it up a little bit. So I think we're a little vindicated here. And then our last one is Damian Lillard. Now, he's got the points with 29.8. You can kind of round it up to 30. I've got no problem with that. The 8 assists a game, so he's kind of, top-tier assister as well with the rebounds of 4.3. But the shooting percentage is a little lackluster with 44%, so not as great shooting as James Harden or Bradley Beal, but he's still having great scoring output and great assisting output, so kind of mixing Bradley Beal and James Harden together here with the points of Bradley Beal, the assists of James Harden, but just that shooting percentage does need to be up maybe a little bit more if he truly wants to compete for this MVP. Alrighty, now that we know kind of great stats, who else should anybody else be in this MVP candidate that we are not seeing? I guess we're gonna have to start talking about Luka Doncic a lot because he's got 28 points with 9 assists and 8 rebounds, so he's really just kind of a complete player here on good shooting, 47.8%. You can maybe round it up to 48%. So he's kind of right on par with the best shooting. James Harden, Bradley Beal. He's got he's the closest, looks to be kind of the third closest guard in the assists. We got James Harden at 1 with the 11, and then Russell Westbrook with the 9.8, but Luka's at 9.0. So very well done. He's got some great points. He's got the assists. He's got the rebound. Total complete game. The only thing that we do want to see from Luka Doncic is kind of getting a little bit better in the playoff positioning, because I take everything into account, folks. We're not just looking at stats or what you're doing, in the, oh, you're on a good team, so, we give you the MVP. We take that all into account. What you're doing in the big games, what your stats are, and what your positioning is. And compared to all those other MVPs we're talking about, the Mavericks are kind of the worst team just in general. We get the Blazers at the 5th seed for Damian Lillard. We get Joel Embiid. The 76ers are the 1st seed in the East. And then James Harden, they're the number 2 seed in the East, right behind those 76ers. So I do want to see the Mavericks step it up a little bit in totality. I do want to see Doncic start getting others involved. And I know he's got the 9 assists, but still making it worthwhile, doing it in the clutch, doing it at the end of games when it actually matters 100% more than when it does, because now you're running out of time. Now it's make or break, win or lose, that's the game. So definitely want to see the Mavericks start to get back on track here. And they have kind of at the back half of the season. We see that they are 8-2 in their last 10, so they are making those strides up. So Doncic, I think we are going to have to kind of start talking about him a little bit more in this MVP category. Alrighty, anybody else that we think should be for MVP? Let's do LeBron James here. He's averaging 25 points a game, 7.8 assists, 8.0 rebounds, so he's kind of up there with James Harden with the points. He's a little light on the assists, but he's right back up there with the rebounds where Luka is and where James Harden is. Now let's talk about the shooting percentage. 50%, fantastic. So he's actually shooting better than James Harden, Luka Doncic, Bradley Beal. So still great shooting from LeBron, great overall performance. And once again, just kind of what LeBron is doing for his team. He has them as the 3 seed, and we know they've been floundering this last kind of 2 weeks right before the All-Star break because no Anthony Davis. So once he gets back in the starting lineup, I just basically assume that LeBron James, his stats would probably increase a little bit more here, probably more assists. So James Harden or LeBron James, he either kind of needs to go for a couple more assists. He's got to kind of get to probably 9 rebounds a game to try to rival what Luka Doncic is doing, and he probably has to get those assists up as well. The shooting and points at 25 on 50% shooting, I think could be good. So yeah, we do. Yeah, LeBron James, probably not my front runner at the moment, but definitely should be in the conversation. Alrighty, anybody else that we are maybe overlooking a little bit here now that we have some solid bars on us? Russell Westbrook, could we possibly make a case for him? Well, let's find out. He's putting up 20 points, 9.8 assists, 9.7 rebounds, so very, very close to that triple-double on 58% shooting. He's kind of getting, or no, that's free throw. I was going to say that did not sound right to me. All right, he's 42% shooting. All right, so very kind of lighter on what the actual the bar is. I think we're putting the bar at 48%. We want to see you at like 48% with still great production numbers on the points. I mean, if James Harden can go 25 points on 48%, Doncic can go for 28 on 47%, Bradley Beal can go for 33 on 48%, Lillard can go for 30, 29 on 44%. Curry can go for 29 on 47%. LeBron James can go for 25 on 50%. Just as kind of shooting efficiency for Russell Westbrook, 20 on 42%, not going to get it done, but the assists and rebounds are all there. So if you can kind of shore up his scoring a little bit, maybe elevate himself to maybe like 22 to 25 points per game on like 45 or 46% shooting, maybe we can talk about him at that point at MVP. Alrighty. That's all we're kind of looking at here. I think that was decent for kind of just questioning our own narratives, kind of setting bars now that we're kind of halfway into the season. What is everything kind of looking like in totality-wise? What are we should be expecting from all these players moving forward? Now that we know what you can do and what you've been doing, we want to see you at least staying there or elevating your game if kind of you're not one of the top-tier players, because we don't really expect Bradley Beal to elevate his play just kind of shooting-wise, really. I mean, what more can he really do? 35 points on like 50% shooting. Now we're talking nonsense, right? So yeah, alrighty. So Joel Embiid, James Harden, Damian Lillard, Luka Doncic, LeBron James, all should be very, very heavily talked about in the MVP category. For the Wizards and Bradley Beal, if he wants to kind of sneak in there, got to see a little bit more on the rebounding or assisting. Got to get one of those two categories up a little bit more. And we do need to start seeing the Wizards start to make a little bit better strides at this playoffs. I mean, they're only the 12th seed right now in the East. I cannot give that to an MVP, honestly. Alrighty, but that is kind of questioning our own narratives a little bit. We might come back to this. We still have a couple of days without the NBA. Still no games on today. I think it resumes Wednesday. We back on Wednesday? We are back on Wednesday. 2 games Wednesday, so kind of easing us back in. Actually, some good games Wednesday. Wizards, Grizzlies should be fantastic. And Spurs, Mavericks, once again, should be fantastic. Ooh, we got some great games right off the rip coming right back up. All right. So we might come back to this, questioning our own narratives tomorrow, depending on how the March Madness is shaping up, if those brackets ever come out. Alrighty, let's head over to our NFL Draft Prospect of the Day. We are on day 22 of our 73-day countdown to the NFL Draft, looking at an NFL Draft Prospect every single day, getting us ready. Who should our teams be picking? Who should maybe our teams should be kind of staying away from? Maybe we're not liking them overall. Who should be that number 1 overall pick? Should it be Trevor Lawrence? Yes, of course it should. Of course it should. But here we go. Today's NFL Draft Prospect of the Day is Kyle Pitts, and I'm so excited to talk about this man. I've been seeing glimpses, I've been seeing clips on my Twitter feed about this man, and I'm super jazzed, I'm super hyped to start breaking down his official stats and his official tape. I want to see what this man can do, but he's a tight end from Florida at 6'6", 246. Now, let me check what Darren Waller is. Is he taller than 6'6"? Because 6'10" is kind of popping up in my head, but that can't be right, can it? Because honestly, This man, of what I've seen so far, can catch the ball like Darren Waller, and that's Darren Waller right here, folks, 6'6". So Kyle Pitts, Darren Waller is 6'6", 255, and Kyle Pitts is 6'6", 246. So this man is really basically like Darren Waller. Let me go back to Darren Waller. Let me break down his stats and tell y'all what he did, because, oh my goodness, he was kind of unstoppable here. He was probably the best kind of receiver for that Raiders team, and he's a tight end. Tight ends are changing the league, folks. I mean, Travis Kelce 2 years ago for the Chiefs, even Travis Kelce this year, but when they won the Super Bowl, fantastic. Gronk, when he was winning those Super Bowls, I know we're going a little bit back here, but still Gronk got it done in this Super Bowl as well. He was kind of still one of the Tom Brady's main targets kind of through the playoffs and in the Super Bowl. So we got Travis Kelce, we got obviously, Gronk, who's kind of the old, maybe the first emerging great tight end. He kind of set the bar, and then everybody's just ran with it since then. Travis Kelce, the guy on the 49ers, I'm blanking on his name. Give me a second. Nope, not going to think of it. But, the 49ers tight end who was great in their kind of Super Bowl run. And then, Travis Kelce this year. I mean, it was Travis Kelce and Tyreek Hill. Those were the two leading wide receivers for the Chiefs. I mean, 1 5'10" wide receiver and 1 tight end. Those were the two highest wide receivers for the Chiefs. And then we have Darren Waller this year. Just absolutely magnificent. Look at this man, folks. 1,100 yards. You can round it up to 1,200. It's 1,195 yards. And that was this season. And then we can go back to 2019 where he put up once again another 1,100 yard season. So the man is going back on 1,100 plus yard seasons. He had 9 touchdowns this season, 3 touchdowns last season. He's going for 11 yards a play, folks. So fantastic. You can rush them deep. You can play them deep. These tall, fast, and he's also fast. I don't know what his official 40 is, but he's fast as all heck. So if Kyle Pitts is even just remotely as fast as Darren Waller is, he's going to have great success in this league, folks. So let's get back to Kyle Pitts here. Now knowing what we can see out of him, his true potential in Darren Waller, let's start breaking down his stats a little bit. The 6'6" tight end from Florida, folks. So here we go. First year in 2018, his freshman year, he only played 3 games. Didn't really do too much. 3 games for 3 receptions, 73 yards, and 1 touchdown. So we're really not going to look too much into that. All right, 2018, his first real year. Played 13 games, 649 yards, 5 touchdowns. Alrighty. And then this year, 2020, only played 8 games, 770 yards, the most yards he's had. Fantastic. With only 5 less games than last year. Fantastic. And then he had 12 touchdowns. Yes, sir. Using him to score in the red zone or just kind of down the field for 50 yards plus. We'll see what the highlights are showing. But then look at this. I mean, 17.9 yards per freaking reception. Are you kidding me? 18 yards every single play. 18 yards. Do you think you can stop that? 4 plays, you're in the end zone. You're good to go. Touchdown in 4 plays just on this man alone. So absolutely great stats here. Now let's see what he's doing in the bowl games. We take bowl games very heavily here. I want to see you succeeding in the bowl games. You have better competition and you have so much time to prepare. There should be no reason for you to flounder in the bowl game. So here we go. 2019, they made it to the bowl game against Virginia. They got the win. But Kyle Pitts, whoa. Get this out of here. What are we doing? A little pop-up here. What are we doing? All right, here we go. Back to the bowl game against Virginia. They got the win, fantastic, but they didn't really use Kyle Pitts that much. 3 receptions for 39 yards, no touchdown. So a little unfortunate there, but still kind of, helped out with the offense. How many points did they put up? 36 points. All right. Still helping out on the offensive end a little bit. Got the win. I like it. All right, now let's go to the bowl game here in 2020 this season. They face Alabama. Oh, they lose, unfortunately. But he has a good game. 7 receptions, 129 yards, 18 yards a carry, folks, or a reception, yes, sir, with a touchdown. So, and they rivaled them. They put up 46 points against Alabama. Very, very close. Unfortunately, couldn't get it done. The defense, a little lackluster, giving up 52 points to Alabama. And we know Alabama was very good this season. They got everybody. Najee Harris, Devontae Smith, Mac Jones. I mean, all 3 of those players will be chosen pretty much first round in this NFL draft. So, tough. All right. So not bad here in the stats. Not bad there in the bowl games. The one game they won, he was actually used. The one game that they lost, they didn't even use him. So the stats are looking all right here. Now let's go to the film, and we've got just the highlights of him from this season, his best season alone. We also have highlights of him in the Alabama Bowl game, so we don't have to kind of go on that kind of separate highlight of just that game alone to kind of follow him around. So here we go. Let's get the number. He's number 84, big old tight end, 6'6". You're not going to be able to miss him on this field. Let's see what tight end Kyle Pitts can do. Can he rival Darren Waller? How is this man looking? Should he be, honestly, the first kind of just receiving player offensively drafted first round? Should he go above Devontae Smith? Should he go over Lamar Chase? Should he be doing all of that? So let's see how this man's looking. Kyle Pitts from Florida, tight end. Here we go. Alrighty, first play, throwing it from the 30-yard line. He's in double coverage, and this is against Alabama, and he just goes up and gets the ball. Here it is, folks. Once again, let's just say it like this. This is a fantastic throw, high and away. And when he's 6'6", folks, you just throw the ball high. Let's try and stop it perfectly. This is where the ball is right here. This is the blur of the ball. This is the defender with his arm up. Can we talk about the height difference between that? And then we just get Kyle Pitts. Just looking super tall out here, going up, high pointing the ball, coming down. And this is a fantastic throw, first of all. Fantastic. I think it's Trask. Trask is their quarterback, I believe. I think he's eligible to go. So fantastic. We'll definitely be looking at him probably a little bit later. But Pitts, Kyle Pitts back here. Yes, sir. Triple coverage in the end zone. Let's just watch him here. A corner right on him. Just gets behind him, and he just goes and high points the ball. Honestly, the corner had decent technique on him. It's just the where the ball is, and when you're guarding a 6'6" player, if it's going to be a jump ball, you're going to lose it because he's going to go high point the ball, and there's nothing you can do about this. So we get one more look here. Just fantastic everything. Fantastic throw, fantastic catch. Kyle Pitts coming out the gate with a touchdown. Alrighty, over the middle of the field, and the speed, yes sir, there it is, just outrunning everybody. Let's watch it one more time. Just beats them to the inside, goes running to the outside, can't be brought down. Maybe if he had an extra 5 yards, he's going to get brought down short, but that's some great speed for this tall tight end. Now, on this, just that play alone, maybe a little slower than what Darren Waller has, just a tad. But let's keep it going here. Let's see what else he's got. Once again, he's doing this over corners, folks. This is a tight end we're talking about. This isn't a receiver. This is a tight end going up against corners that are trained and taught, just lockdown corners. And there he is, just going up against another one right here. Not able to stay up with him. He goes up, gets the ball. Maybe a bad throw if the defender stayed on his feet, but he didn't, so we give the man credit. Oh, boy. Not a great throw here, but it's a great mother-loving catch, folks. Kyle Pitts, another one. Hopefully we get a slower replay of this one. I wanted this one to be a little slower broke down, unfortunately. So we got to do it ourselves here. So here we go. This corner's coming off of this receiver, trying to play the ball. A little bit of a tight throw. And once again, just look at where this ball is placed. There's no way that this man can come off and make a play on the ball like he was trying to do before he saw that this ball was so highly thrown. And then the corner that is actually on Kyle Pitts, he can't do anything. Look at this. His face is in his butt, folks. This is how tall and how high he can get up. The defender's face is literally on the man's butt right here. And the man is up, high pointing the ball. Great hands to take that contact by two players as he's coming down. And then the celebration. Yes, sir. Get jiggy with it. My man, Kyle Pitts, just absolutely fantastic out here. Alrighty, back of the end zone, double coverage, touchdown. Do you expect anything else? This man's got great concentration, great vision, great hands. He's a tight end. Alrighty, going deep, wide open, fantastic, takes the big old contact. He's 6'6", 246, contact doesn't bother this man. You get a safety coming in over the top. Do you think that's going to dislodge the ball or make him drop the catch or make him not be kind of zoned in, focused in on that catch? No, sir. He's used to this. He doesn't, oh man, I got to break this down a little bit better. But once again, just a hit, staying with it, keeping it up, keeping it in his hands, knowing he's going to take the shot. Catch, then the hit, but he does not lose control of the ball. And let's just watch this one more time as well. Watch this kind of stutter step right here kill the defender that he's doing. Stutter. Oh, you think I'm going to slow down? You think this is my normal pace? Well, I'm going to kick it into second gear right here. That quick little hesitation, just enough to get behind the linebacker. Absolutely magnificent. The man is running routes like a wide receiver out here. Holy moly. All right, back in the red zone here. Everything was flowing to the right, coming back to the left. He's wide open. Great block here to kind of seal it for the touchdown. He was going to score regardless of the block or not, but hey, the block, why not? Why not just 1,000% secure that touchdown? And once again, he's just wide open for the touchdown. Alrighty, quarterback has to get rid of the ball very quickly here. And, I mean, this is just, it speaks to, who is my safety blanket? Who, if I'm under pressure, I got to go to this one person, whether a receiver, running back, tight end, when I'm in danger, when I'm in trouble, when I have to hurry the throw, who am I looking for? Because look at how fast his pressure gets there. He's got to just throw the ball quick, and he just goes. I mean, he could have taken this outlet right here. He could have just taken this outlet right here, maybe. Maybe it didn't open up until he was actually throwing the ball. But once again, I mean, he's getting pressured. He throws it up for the tight end. He comes down with it. Catch, no sack. Fantastic. Yes, sir. Alrighty, once again, one-on-one coverage. And he just catches it. Pretty good thrown ball right here, but let's watch it from the back angle right here. I mean, he's got maybe a half a step on the defender, and there it is. Oh, that's great positioning on this ball over the shoulder of the tight end, and he goes up, gets it, 2 feet in bounds, crosses the goal line. Defender literally draped all over him, coming over the backside, and just once again, great concentration. I mean, look at this. I mean, is this the defender's hand right here coming over the shoulder, trying to knock it loose, and he still can't do it? Man! Woof! Over the middle, highly thrown, but he comes down with it right here. Bingo! Throw the ball 6'10". It doesn't matter. He'll go up and get it. Tall and fast. That's what I want kind of just all over my team. I want tall people on the offense. I want fast people obviously on the offense, but also on the defense to keep up with everybody else. And if you got tall, fast people, Kyle Pitts is the definition of tall and kind of the sub-definition of fast. And when you put it together, it's just unstoppable. He's Darren Waller 2.0. Yes, sir. Getting behind the defense. Wide open tight end. Oh! And then the mean stiff arm just to get enough separation to kind of finish it off here. Fantastic work. Over the middle. Getting behind everybody. Look at this mean stiff arm. I mean, this stiff arm. Look at the stiff arm. All right. So the defender has finally closed right here. Looking to bring him down. And then he just turns around and stiff arms him. There's no separation here. The stiff arm creates like a yard and a half of separation alone, and then it's just too much speed on the back end. Nobody can catch him. Man, woo! This man is a true baller out here. Oh my gosh. What else do we get here? This is the same one right here. I mean, did he even hold him on this one? He even got held. Look at him right here, just running. This is the second gear we're talking about. That kind of stutter, hesitation step. It becomes right there. It comes right there. You can see it. You can see it if you watch the film. It's right there. And then the linebacker, he's not expecting the speed, so he kind of takes a front step. He steps forward, like just off balance, and then he gets held behind, and then he holds him. He gets right behind him, and you can see the clear hold right there. Runs through the hold, no problem. Touchdown, stiff arm. Get off of me. Get off of me. What are you doing? You're too small. You're too short. You're too slow to catch me. What are you, nuts? Woof. Man, all right. Here we go. From the 40, just comes back to the ball right here. Not sure if this was just underthrown or a designed comeback route, but he comes, finds the ball, catches it, no problem. Yeah, it looks to be maybe a design comeback route. And once again, high pointing the ball, high. I mean, if you throw the ball high, he's going to come down with it. I mean, it's just clear. It's just, height advantage. 6'6" over a 6'1" corner, 6'2" corner. I mean, I don't think there's a good, solid corner in this league over 6'2". Show me one, because I don't think there is. So we got 6'6" going against 6'2". I'm taking the 6'6". Alrighty, back here. Just a little crossing route. And look at this. I mean, the quarterback throws it so freaking high that he has to actually tip it back to himself here. And then still picks up the first down. Alrighty, against Alabama here. Yes, sir. The finishing. Oh, I think he's down just short. Oh, just unfortunate here. The speed, the size couldn't quite get that extra half yard to the goal line, unfortunately. But it's still, I mean, him just coming across the middle here. Let's watch it one more time. Just coming across the middle. First guy misses. Second guy misses. Third guy finally brings him down. I mean, you just cannot keep up speed-wise with this man. Alrighty, another slant here against Tennessee, and just runs into 3 defenders, and they're all able to bring him down. But I mean, still, folks, picks up the first down, more than 10 yards. Here it is in the red zone. Just a little stutter step in and out, a zig route, if you will. Here he is. I mean, and then here it is right here. Look at this separation he's going to get on that kind of double move out. I mean, it's clear separation right now. Yes, sir. This is clear 2 yards of separation. That's enough, and that's a touchdown. Once again, I mean, he killed him on the zig. I mean, you have to guard everything. He can do anything. He can go in, he can go out, he can go over the top, he can stutter step. I mean, it's truly going to be hard to guard this man in the league. Alrighty, wide open in that soft spot of the zone. Bingo. Huge pickup. Alrighty, in the red zone again. Bingo! A nice little slant route, and he's wide open. Kind of looking. Look at this, folks. Look at this. I mean, instantly, right here, he's kind of favoring, kind of looking to the right a little bit. His head is a little straight, but it's a little bit more to the right. It's like maybe 52% to the right, a little bit more. And then this second step here to break it back inside creates all this separation again. Look at this. Another 2 yards. That's easy money in the end zone. That's a touchdown. If you've got one-on-one coverage, you're going to lose. All right, here we go on the 1 yard line. And then if you're not going to initially tack this man off the rip, they just have a nice bunch formation here. Everything is stacked heavy to the right side. I mean, he just slips out, and there it is. Touchdown, easy. There's nobody going to come up and make the big hit on this man. There's nobody that can make a big hit on this man. Who is going to bring down 6'6", 246? I don't think anybody. Alrighty, another clean catch on the sideline for about 10-15 yards. Back in the red zone here. Yes, sir. This time he underthrows the ball a little bit. Not high up, but just low and away, and he's still able to get it. So he can go up high. He can go down low. It's just everything, folks. The hands are great. The concentration is there. Wherever you place this ball, he will go up and get it. Or go down and get it. Right here has to go down and get it. Low and away. When you're in the red zone, you throw it high and away or low and away. And he's making all these great catches right here. Low, high, medium. Right here is a little medium. Right here. This play once against Alabama in the title game. Just coming across the middle a little bit here. I mean, defender made a decent attempt of a play on the ball. But just once again, the concentration of Pitts. Hands in my face. Defenders trying to make a play on this ball. It does not face him, knowing that he is going to run into the safety the moment he catches this ball. Once again, does not face him. He will not drop it. He will catch it. That's a first down. 10 yards. Cashing out here. All right, back against Tennessee. Quarterback is scrambling, and then he's just open, folks. He finds the soft spot of the zone. Comes back, making plays for his quarterback, and this is another first down. Easy. Alrighty, against Ole Miss. Quarterback rolling to the left, keeping his eyes down the field. He's wide open. 10 yards, first down. Bingo. On the 2 yard line. Fake, run, throw the slant. Watch him. One-on-one coverage over the top. The linebacker kind of shifts, kind of playing the running back. And then there it is. It's open. The slant is open in the end zone. Too small, and then he does the freaking disrespectful rockabye baby. We've seen Russell Westbrook do that a lot. I'm all about it. Just watch him. I mean, Oof, that's a perfectly thrown ball, first of all. Fantastic. And then just look, what is this corner doing? Do you not know who you're lined up against? This is Kyle Pitts. You get hands on him. You jab him at the line. You cannot just allow him to do whatever he wants. This cornerback is flat-footed. He just simply goes inside. First of all, look at the size and just look at just the pure height and size comparison on this corner. You got to get up in those chops, son. Get up in those chops. Force him off the route. Force him to do something. But if you're just going to allow him to kind of do his little stutter step in those first 2 yards and then break inside, we're cashing out all day. I've got no problem with that. All right, another play against Alabama. Once again, another first down in the soft spot of the zone. Big hit coming. Holds on to the ball. First down. Against Tennessee, high ball. He goes up and catches it. And that's what we got. Yes, sir. Kyle Pitts. Easily, this highlight package is not lying. Best tight end in the nation. This is the first tight end we've looked at for our NFL draft prospects. But so far, this man is definitely impressive. He can do what Darren Waller does. And we know that tight ends are having more and more success in this league right now. If you can have tall, fast, catching tight ends, you're going to be almost unstoppable on offense. I mean, look what the Chiefs just did this season with Travis Kelce at over 1,000 yards receiving. Fantastic. And they were almost unstoppable the entire season besides the Super Bowl. I mean, you need a great catching tight end in this league, so Kyle Pitts can definitely be that one for any team. It's fantastic. Honestly, if the Dolphins win and chose him number 3, I'd be fine with that. I would be fine with that. Get us a nice, dangerous tight end. Love it. Alrighty, let's close out the show. Let's see if there was anything breaking as we were live. Did we miss anything in the last hour and 40 minutes? Not seeing anything so far, so obviously nothing great if it did break. Seahawks are releasing Carlos Dunlap. Interesting there. That's definitely a solid pickup. I mean, nice defensive end. I don't know how old he is. I think he is aging out of this league a little bit. Spent most of his time with the Bengals. But yeah, nothing has broken. So that's good. So we can talk about it tomorrow on the show. Perfect. Yes, this guy just responded. What the hell are they doing to the Carlos Dunlap relapse? I agree. Alrighty. More Carlos Dunlaps. What is this? 582 total pressures, second among active edge. Yeah, I mean, we know this man's great. Yeah, definitely anybody that picks up Carlos Dunlap getting a better defense. Watch the I know the Cardinals don't need him, but look at them just probably flex, be like, hey, we got Chandler Jones, JJ Watt, now we got Carlos Dunlap. What are you going to do about it? Alrighty. Alrighty, that is going to do it for us today. Thanks for tuning in. Thanks for watching. We're back tomorrow live, noon Eastern, with a new draft prospect of the day. So thanks for tuning in. Thanks for watching. We are out of here.